What is going on, everyone? My name is Julian Purnell, the Heavy Metal Joker, and you right now are watching the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. And, please comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it, do whatever you can. Just spread the word about Crash and Burn. Very, very high-rising wrestling podcast. And, please enjoy this video. And the Heavy Metal Joker is out of here. Crash and Burn!
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. Tonight is going to be another throwback pay-per-view episode where tonight we'll be going over WrestleMania 30, which happened at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans on April 6, 2014, which was the 30th annual WrestleMania, the showcase of the Immortals. So right before we get to the match card, how about I bring in everybody that is joining me tonight? First up, we have Mr. Josh Danker, the biggest fan of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Go fuck yourself.
Which they're actually making a movie about him. So your best friend's getting his own movie.
Anyways.
Exactly. Good point.
Anyways, whatever the fuck you just said is so unprofessional. What's up, guys? It's the Assassin. We're back with another throwback episode. Y'all are so special. Yes, you're very special in your own ways, and let's have fun, shall we? WrestleMania 30. Let's get this underway. And before I start,
what?
To CEO of YouTube, Susan Wojcicki, fuck you.
Okay, be quiet. Okay, be quiet, please, while I bring Kyle in. Come on in, man.
Greetings, my fellow Reapers. It is I, the Grim Reaper, Kyle Riker. Now, it's time to turn back the clock, going back to 2014 to review one of my favorite WrestleManias ever, WrestleMania 30. Anyways, let's get this some of it started. Let's get underway. Go ahead.
Last but not least, we have Mr. Ronald Van Donald, my co-host of the Tiger Gym podcast and the Moshcast, and one of our comedians of Crash and Burn.
And ladies and gentlemen, it is now sex time.
Yes.
Yeah. Fucking hi. That's really all I have to say.
Okay. Anyways, so time to get it down to WrestleMania 30. First up, we have the Mania Pre-Show. The Usos defeated Los Matadores and the Real Americans in a Fatal 4 Tag Team Elimination match for the Tag Team titles.
You forgot Ryback.
Right, so sorry, I did not see this match at all.
Okay.
So I'm not going to comment on this match. I'm going to leave that to you guys. So, Evan, you go first.
Ryback was trash. Los Matadores were okay. And looks like the only really enjoyable tag team in this match was the fucking Usos. So.
Yeah. Kyle.
I honestly couldn't care less about this match. I mean, it was basically like no-name teams that weren't really doing anything. So what was the point of this match anyway? Just a way to get him on the card. It
was just a pre-show match that existed. Right,
yes,
Josh?
Yes, a match that existed.
Comment on this.
Here's what I think. As Sami Callihan would say, thumbs up? No. Thumbs down. That's what I thought of it. Thumbs down.
Anyways,
boring.
Let's just skip to the main show. So before we get to the main show, I must say, Evan's favorite superstar, Hulk Hogan, kicked off the show.
Yeah.
Probably one of my favorite segments.
Hulk Hogan kicked off the show, and also Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock came out.
And also, Hogan kept fucking up. Even though it's the Superdome, he kept saying Silverdome like 5 times. And Stone Cold Steve Austin even made fun of him for that in the promo.
So did Paul Heyman.
If you're ready for WrestleMania 30, give me a hell yeah. It's good to be back here at the Silverdome. The crowd starts dying.
Imagine Hulk Hogan comes out during Thunderdome. He's going to call it the Silverdome.
That'd be funny.
Brother, we're in the Silverdome, brother.
No, Hogan, we are in the Thunderdome.
Yeah, he can't seem to let go of WrestleMania 3.
Sex, brother.
Yes, it's time for sex, right, Evan?
Yeah.
So that was damn cool. The Mount Rushmore of WWE came to life in that segment.
Yes, that was a fire way to kick off WrestleMania. How about the matches? Daniel Bryan defeated Triple H in a singles match. The winner was entered into the World Heavyweight Championship match later that night.
Oh, that match was so
What a
good.
way to kick it off.
That match was so damn good.
That was an epic way to kick off Mania. I mean, Triple H, as usual, always has a cool entrance during WrestleMania.
And also, it was cool how Sasha, Charlotte, and Alexa Bliss were part of his entrance. That they were the ladies dressed up in the gear, taking off his robe. I thought that was neat.
Yeah. Evan, how'd you feel about that match?
What match were we talking about again? Sorry.
Daniel Bryan defeated Triple H.
Oh, yeah, definitely one of the best matches of the entire show. I'm not gonna get into the whole how do I put this? I'm not gonna get into the whole Daniel Bryan thing until the main event because we'll get into that. We'll get into that later. But yeah, no, these two fucking killed it. Had a just amazing match. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Amazing match. Kyle.
Loved it. Definitely what a way to kick it off. And I'm glad they went with this match because they had a better story, and plus it was a better match than the match that was originally planned. So I'm actually glad the original match did not happen, which was originally supposed to be Triple H versus CM Punk before he left.
But I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, obviously it's great that Daniel was the replacement, but can you imagine Trips versus Punk at Mania? It would have been cool.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, we already saw that match once before at Night of Champions, and the only reason why that match even existed was so Triple H can supposedly stop the momentum that Punk had, which he tried and failed. That's all he did. He wrestled him, beat him, and then went back into retirement. That's all he did.
Yeah.
Pointless.
Yeah. Josh.
I love this match, especially with Triple H making a grand entrance as always. I mean, how can you not? I mean, I was a big fan of the Yes Movement back in 2014. That was like the greatest thing that ever happened. And that's what led up to that match at Mania.
And I'm glad they brought that back.
And that's why I love Daniel Bryan so much, because the Yes thing is basically what made Daniel Bryan who he is.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Yeah, and I actually, if you guys haven't noticed, I reviewed one of his new figures yesterday on my channel, so that's pretty much that. But anyways, I love the match. It was a great match. Of course, Triple H had an amazing entrance, and this was definitely this was definitely the lead up to Daniel Bryan as you know what.
The story going to this match was incredible. I enjoyed it.
I know it was a great story.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think 2014 for WWE wise was one of the best years. To be honest,
exactly.
Can we all agree?
I agree somewhat.
One of them.
Well, yeah.
Because there are multiple years that they had good years.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway,
what's the next one?
Sierra Hotel India Echo Lima Delta.
Oh, Jesus.
The Shield and defeated Kane and the New Age Outlaws.
What the fuck?
Oh, God. Okay.
I must say,
no.
This was okay. The Shield, I enjoyed it. They're the Shield. No comment on this.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Kyle, go first.
Personally, I didn't see the point of this match. So it was basically a squash. The match was a minute or something like that. The Shield freaking squashed them. I mean, I loved the Shield back then. I love the New Age Outlaws. It was seriously, did they really have to squash them? And also, Kane. What a way to dress up for the special occasion, Kane. He came out wearing fucking slacks.
Yeah, really.
I mean, what a way to dress up for the occasion, Kane.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Whatever. Pointless squash match.
Evan.
This match sucked. Moving on.
Josh.
I was a big fan of the Shield back in the day. That was by far my favorite faction. I really didn't like them when they first came because I'm like, why are they wearing I'm like, is this the Expendables? Is it okay?
That's where the gimmick came from.
Yeah, I'm like, you're not Sylvester Stallone, you're not Dolph Lundgren, you're not Randy Couture, you're not the Expendables. But after the Shield turned face, I personally enjoyed them even more. But I felt like I'm gonna agree with all of y'all. Really, Kane, you came out wearing business pants. You came up dressed for the wrong occasion.
That was his gimmick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but true. Yeah, but true. You know, WrestleMania is like a special occasion, though. Like usually, you go all out, especially because it's where you're basically immortalized.
True.
Everybody remembers. Like everybody remembers moments at WrestleMania.
WrestleMania moments.
Pretty much.
Exactly.
This was pretty much a squash, and yeah, Kane. This was pretty much when Kane was about to hang up the boots, but Kane's doing better things now. So, anyways, moving on.
All right, next.
Cesaro won by last eliminating the Big Show in a 31-man Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Oh, this was awesome.
This was the birth.
Oh, this was awesome.
Evan, you start.
Still impressive.
Oh, I'm sorry again. What's this fucking match?
The Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
The Andre the Giant Battle Royal, yep.
Oh, Cesaro winning. Yeah, sadly, it's one of the only big accomplishments that Cesaro has, which, I mean, it's kind of cool, but he should have, won the world title at some point and all of that stuff. I mean, the only reason why Cesaro has never been pushed is because he can't fucking talk worth a shit. So, yeah, but, I don't know, he won. That's cool.
He existed.
Yeah.
That was a victory that existed. Josh, you go next.
This was kind of like the birth of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. This is kind of where it all started. A great way to commemorate Andre's legacy with this Battle Royal. And Cesaro eliminating the Big Show. That must have had a lot of guts, because Cesaro can pick up a guy twice his size. And a guy like the Big Show, for a guy his strength, I'm like, holy shit. How can you pick up a guy that's 7 feet tall and over 400 pounds? Like that, good for you. Good for you. But really, if the Big Show won,
don't worry, that happened 1 year later. That happened 1 year later, unfortunately.
Yeah. When Big Show won a year later, I'm like, do we care?
Yeah. WrestleMania 31.
Yeah.
But anyways, Kyle. I wish Cesaro had more.
You're up next after Josh. And just go ahead.
Always, like I said, I quite enjoyed it. It was awesome to see Cesaro win, especially that spot where he picked up Big Show and tossed him over. But here's one question I do have. What's the point of this Battle Royal? I mean, yeah, you're paying tribute to Andre the Giant, but usually when they do matches like this, there's something on the line. Like if you win, you get a championship opportunity or something like that. With here, I won a trophy, yay. And they don't do anything with the person who wins it. Did Cesaro benefit from winning this Battle Royal? No, they did nothing with him after he won the Battle Royal, except for a short run as a Paul Heyman guy. But like I said, they did pretty much nothing with it. So I would say add some purpose to this match.
They had the year, it was Cesaro, then Big Show, then Baron Corbin, Mojo Rawley the year after, Matt Hardy, and last year was Braun Strowman.
And this year was canceled due to what's going on.
Yeah, this year was canceled due to the whole pandemic shit.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, this match, it's just a match that existed. Congrats to Cesaro.
Yeah, but still, every person who has won, they've done nothing with them.
Yeah.
So it's not really a big deal. And the WWE wonders why people go take a piss during this match sometimes.
I just think it's just a tradition match.
But it's just a way to get all the jobbers on the card, all the people from catering on the card.
Catering.
Anyways, next match. John Cena defeated Bray Wyatt.
Oh, one of the matches of the night.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, so I definitely enjoyed this match. It was awesome. Evan.
Yeah, it was fucking good.
It was fucking good. I know, right?
Yeah, they had a great feud and stuff, and
a good story leading up to this.
Yeah, the entire match was really good.
And then didn't Bray Wyatt have Toad Arch or someone play his theme song?
Yeah, I was going to mention that when I came up. Great entrance. With the creepy band.
Crozer. Yeah, he actually had Mark Crozer in the rel, who actually
Fun fact, Toad Orange is the one that plays the Fiend's theme song.
Yeah. But for your information, I'll go next, I guess.
And that's according to Max from the Moshcast.
Yeah. I guess I'll go and say my thoughts.
You're up next.
Okay. I have to agree with pretty much everybody. This match was one of the matches that stole the show. I love the storytelling behind it. I was actually a huge fan of this rivalry back when it was a thing. I like the fact that every time you put John Cena in a match, he always is the superhero and he wins. He's like the Superman.
Yo,
Super Cena.
You can't see me.
Yeah, he kicks out of 2. Here comes Super Cena. Da-da-da-da. But anyways, it was a great match, great storytelling, and what a way to end it at WrestleMania, which having the leader of the C Nation win.
Yes.
And yeah.
Kyle.
So one of the matches tonight, like excellent entrance, with that creepy band, singing Bray's theme song. That was awesome.
Goosebumps.
And also one of my favorite spots of the entire show happened in this match, where John Cena goes for the 5-knuckle shuffle, and like he's just about to jump in the air to do it, and Bray pops up in the spider walk thing. Like, that was a great spot, and the look on Cena's face was priceless.
Like,
however, I think Bray should have won this one. But at least Bray won the rematch. I think like a month later. Yeah, but still, I think Bray should have won this match.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Super Cena had to overcome the odds, but whatever.
Yeah, it's alright.
Anyways, this match was probably this is probably a shocker. And before you guys freak out, I'm gonna say it. Brock Lesnar defeated The Undertaker. And that match marked the end of his WrestleMania streak. And quote Michael Cole, oh my, the streak.
There is a lot to talk about with this match.
Yeah, so Evan,
there's a lot
you
of
go.
info.
Yeah, definitely one of the more iconic things that happened. The funny thing is that like, looking back, like everyone was shocked, but to me, it's less shocking when you find out that even many, many years before Mania 30, Undertaker wanted to end the streak a long time ago. He, at one point, wanted it to end against Batista. He wanted Randy to beat the streak. There was a couple other people that he wanted, and he's talked about that a lot. So it's kind of less surprising when you kind of find that stuff out. And I didn't find that stuff out until after it happened. But I think the entire match was great, and I think that Brock was honestly a good fit to really defeat Undertaker's streak. When I really think about it, I don't know if I can see anybody else do it in the way that Brock did and make it work. And I love how, considering how good both Brock and Paul Heyman are together as a heel, faction or whatever, I love how, considering the fact that they knew how devastated fans were at the time, that every single fucking promo, Paul Heyman would constantly bring it up, and it was great. So, yeah, I would say that it's probably one of the best matches ever, and I think that it was very, very well executed. I think that that's one of those examples in wrestling where, you can always fucking shock the hell out of people, because I don't think anybody expected Taker to lose. No one really ever thought about that.
But I never thought of that.
But then when he did, it was pretty crazy. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I mean, people can say what they want about the guy, but I'm actually a big Brock Lesnar fan. So yeah, I think that he was the right. I think he was honestly one of the. I think he might have been the only like good choice to beat Taker's streak. So yeah.
All right, Kyle.
Oh boy. I was pissed when this happened, and the match itself was it was a little slow, but obviously it's not any guy's fault. I mean Taker got hurt in the match, so like he hardly even remembers this damn match. And also two secrets from behind the scenes. Originally Lesnar did not want to do it. He did not want to break the streak, and I think even Taker didn't want Brock to break it. But he said
that?
Yeah, but he looked at Vince.
That the announcers did not know that this would happen. Like,
yeah, which I'll get to that in a second. Yeah, if Vince was like, nah, I think it's time to end the streak or whatever, and Taker's like, all right, it's your call. I don't want to end the streak right now, but it's your call,
No
Vince.
one even knew this would happen. Even the ring announcer.
And another person who didn't know was Paul Heyman. So Paul Heyman's reaction when he's like going crazy, like it's shocked, that was legit. So Paul Heyman legit did not know.
The commentators and current AEW ring announcer Justin Roberts did not know this would happen.
And that's why there was like a long silence after the pinfall. Like that's why there was no commentary, no ring announcing, no music, nothing. That's why it was like silence for a while.
Yeah,
that was quite the shocker.
Part of the script or something.
It was like, what the fuck just happened? Like nobody knew anything.
Like the fans, that was a big shocker that night.
Especially that infamous guy in the front row with that shocked face.
Oh,
oh, that face.
Yeah, he was like,
That became a meme.
Yeah, that became like the biggest meme.
Wow.
The epic shock face guy.
But at least Taker had a good entrance. Like, it was cool that he showed those caskets. Especially with everyone that he defeated.
I'm just glad they actually did something. I'm glad they did something with Lesnar after he won it, because like he became this freaking monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
good
go
match.
ahead, Josh.
I mean, good entrance. That's all. Josh, you go. But definitely big shocker to me.
Oh, I have lots to say about this. Like Kyle.
That's why I chose you to go last.
Oof. Oh boy. I felt the same way as most wrestling fans did on that very night that the streak was broken up. It was pretty much one of those things that I kind of got emotional about, because I was like so used to the Undertaker always winning at Mania. Like Mania was always his spot to like shine in the spotlight. No matter who he faced for the streak, he pretty much shined all the time. And then when Brock broke the streak, I was just in shock. I didn't expect it coming. It was a total shocker. And I was like speechless after the match even happened. Like, I mean, like, I really don't know what to say, to be honest, but like a guy like Kyle said, Taker got hurt in the match, and I feel like it's one of those matches you don't want to look back at, because for most fans, it's kind of hard to watch to see one of like the greatest and his streak end. And it's pretty much one of those matches I really don't look back at, because it kind of shed so many tears.
Mania was the Undertaker's home.
Yeah, exactly. So it pretty much had a lot of emotion towards it, and it pretty much had a lot of, pain running down.
And everyone was clapping at the end. Like, the announcers were clapping, the fans were clapping.
Thank you, Taker.
Yeah, everybody thought Taker was done.
Yeah, but then he came back like a year later, I think.
Yeah, they kept bringing him back.
Yeah, and that's what I love about what they do with Taker. Like, for a man like The Undertaker, who's been in the business for like 30 years now, as you know, it's the 30th anniversary.
Then he's coming out at Survivor Series for his farewell.
Yeah, it's going to be his 30th anniversary. Debuted at Survivor Series 1990. 30 years ago. Can't believe that.
Yeah, I cannot wait for that show.
Yeah, I was -7 when that happened.
Anyways, I was
before we get emotional, Josh, finish up.
I was shocked, blown away, pretty much. Had no words after I watched it. But overall, I was impressed by The Undertaker. I really give him props for putting up a good fight. And The Undertaker's
the reason why I got into wrestling.
He's one of my influences, but my main is Edge. So, mainly a bunch of like the original WWE guys from like the Ruthless era. So, yeah, anyways, let's get into the next one.
Anyways, before we all get emotional here, let's just say this match. AJ Lee, who is a member of our podcast, defeated Oksana. I don't know this person.
Oksana.
Yeah.
Alicia Fox, Brie Bella, Cameron, Emma, Eva Marie, Layla, Naomi, Natalia, Nikki Bella, Rosa Mendes, Summer Rae, and Tamina snuck by submission. And that was a Vicky Guerrero invitational match for the Divas title.
Basically, AJ beat everybody on the roster.
Yeah, congrats to our member here.
Because they basically brought the whole roster in that match, and AJ beat them.
Yes. And shout out to her, by the way. She'll be back soon. She's currently on break for personal reasons.
Quit making fun of the Last Warrior.
Honestly, I'm just gonna go first because my thoughts on this match.
Yeah, go ahead.
Fucking probably. The thing with this match specifically is like, it's kind of weird to me because with fucking AJ Lee, like, yeah, she's great, but I don't know, like her beating the entire roster, I think is a bit interesting. But yeah, this match was mostly just fucking weird, and it's cool that AJ won and stuff. But speaking of Tamina Snuka, why is she still fucking hired? Because she can't wrestle worth a shit. She can't wrestle worth a shit.
She's barely on TV now.
And also,
do you remember a couple years ago when she got injured because she was on the ring apron and then somebody pushed her off and she took a ring barricade bump and she fucking like dislocated her own shoulder? Like, bruh, do you remember that shit? It made me laugh so hard because I'm like, listen, like, I've never taken a bump, period, in wrestling or anything, so I can't really say. But from my understanding, every single time I've seen a wrestler take a ring barricade bump. Did I say ring apron bump? I meant to say ring barricade, right? They never fuck it up. But Tamina Snuka managed to, so it was trash. But yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever. Anyways, Kyle.
I thought this match was fine, and like it was pretty much whatever. Like, I mean, I'm glad that AJ Lee won because there was like really no point in taking the title off of her at that point because there was like nobody in this match that would have worked if they were the one to take the title off of her.
Yeah.
And it made sense that she won because of what happened 24 hours later on Raw when they brought Paige up to the main roster and Paige was the one to take the title off of her. Yeah, so in a way it kind of made sense. For what it was a decent match.
Josh.
Pretty much this match was pretty much everybody from catering against the Divas champion. So they pretty much said, oh, Layla, Oksana, Summer Rae, Eva Marie, Tamina, and etc. Come from catering. We'll give you a shot at Mania for the Divas title against AJ. So they pretty much brought out the catering department. Like a few of these superstars are gone. Like Layla's gone, Cameron's gone, Oksana's gone, Alicia Fox is gone.
Yeah,
pretty
Eva's
much half
gone.
Of these. Yeah, Eva's gone too. So pretty much everybody is gone nowadays.
And the Bella Twins are going to the Hall of Fame. I don't know if they got inducted already.
Actually, they did. Yeah, everybody that was in the 2020 Hall of Fame, like they got inducted like virtually.
Virtually.
Yeah, so like if you go into WE's website and you look up anybody that was in the 2020 Hall of Fame, they are listed in the Hall of Fame section on the website. So they are officially in the Hall of Fame.
The Bella Twins fucking suck.
But I heard the Bella Twins are actually going to make an in-ring comeback for
the
women's
titles.
tag titles.
Please, God, no. I mean, they got their own businesses, and plus they got kids to take care of, and plus I think
they can't fucking wrestle worth of shit and never.
And plus it's too risky for Nikki because of her neck issues. So right. I would say don't risk it.
Yeah, and they were only ever hired for their fucking physical appearance, and that you can't dispute that with me. You fucking can't. They were only hired because they're hot. That's a goddamn fact. They can't wrestle worth a shit. Like they didn't have one single good fucking match. I wouldn't say that about Nikki though. I think she had some good matches. Brie, yeah. Yeah. Well, here's what makes me laugh about Brie, right? And this is the moment when I just started laughing so hard at how awful she is. Listen, Daniel Bryan is my boy, but his fucking wife. All right, listen to me.
Let me guess. Those fucking yes kicks.
Yeah.
When she kicked Liv Morgan in the face.
Listen. I've said this before and I'll say it again. When it comes to throwing a fake punch or a fake kick, it's not a fucking challenge. It's considerably fucking easy. Right? Now, granted, she's married to Daniel Bryan, who's done the yes kicks billions of times. I would assume that she had probably watched her husband's matches or something and would, like, understand how he does them. So then we fucking
trained her.
Yeah. And so there was that fucking match on Raw, and there was Liv Morgan, and like a fucking doofus, instead of kicking the chest like you're supposed to, she kicked way too high and kicked Liv directly in the fucking face several times, and then gave her a concussion on live television. Can you imagine being that fucking
And she
stupid?
legit knocked her out. Like she was legit knocked out.
Yeah, she fucking fell over. She was out.
So everybody was wondering what the fuck was the referee, giving the X. Like that's what that means. Like they're knocked out or they were seriously hurt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because like Bree's like go like, oh, what's going on? And then the referee, gives the X. I'm like, oh.
Yeah,
fuck.
I fucking
She's
hate
out.
them. I fucking hate both of them. The fucking goddamn.
Like, how do you fuck that up when Daniel Bryan trained you? Like he fucking trained her in the ring. Like, how do you fuck that up?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this
and pretty much.
Whatever, we're getting way off topic here.
Yeah.
This match existed to me. It was okay. AJ Lee won. That's cool. Josh.
Oh boy. Oh jeez.
Make this an episode of the Assassin Rants.
I'm not gonna rant about this match. It was just boring because it was, like I said before, it was pretty much everyone from the catering departments, and pretty much half of these talents were released. So.
True.
So I think AJ was in her prime that year because she was on top. top notch, and I think everybody enjoyed AJ as much as people said, "Oh, she's annoying and on the mic. Oh, she can't do shit." She's a great wrestler, no lie. That's why they put the title on her for so damn long. And I respected AJ for the longest time, and I hope she comes back someday, hopefully. But she's spending time with her quitter of a husband named CM Punk. But overall, the match was just boring. It existed for entertainment purposes.
But this match, though, is not gonna be boring.
Bruh, don't fucking diss CM Punk. I've literally explained. I think I explained that whole thing on here. All right, listen to me, okay? And I've already said this whole thing before, but I'm gonna fucking say it again. Imagine you do something for a good amount of your life, and you want to do it on a mainstream level. Be it like, let's say you're like a musician, for example, right? Whatever. You're an aspiring musician, and you work really, really hard to reach the top, right? It's your biggest fucking dream, your biggest goal as a musician for your career. And then you get signed by this big fucking record label, like a really, really big one, right? And you finally achieve that goal. And then that fucking record label screws you over, and they try to manipulate you, and they try to tell you, oh yeah, you should change your musical style and stuff, and you should do this and this and this, when you don't want to do it, right? You would be massively upset. You'd be massively upset because you all of those years of you trying to put effort into trying to get to the top would kind of be a waste of time, because it would be immediately fucking diminished because of you getting fucked over. CM Punk dedicated his fucking life to wrestling. He wrestled for a long, long, long time, even before WWE. He was in Ring of Honor and stuff. He was in a bunch of different places, and he was amazing. And his fucking goal was to get to the WWE. And then he did. And he was doing good for a long time, for the most part. But then he got fucked over severely. He had a concussion that they refused to treat properly. There was bad creative decisions that he was having disputes with. Him and Triple H couldn't fucking stand each other. The list goes on. The list goes on for the underlying problems that CM Punk had, all right? I'm getting real fucking sick and tired of people to this day saying, oh, fuck CM Punk. He didn't care about the fans. He's a quitter. No.
Yeah, we're calling him, CM quitter.
He's fucking not, because you
cannot...
They
just don't get it.
You cannot fucking look me in the eyes with sincerity and tell me that if you were in his position, you wouldn't be just as upset. And I'm going to say this right now. I do not blame CM Punk whatsoever for anything that he ever said.
Same.
Because it's understandable. You got to put yourself in his position. He got screwed over by the one company that he had aspired to get to for his entire wrestling career.
Yeah, that's true. Makes sense.
And I'll say this, like when I watched Punk, like when he had the long hair and stuff, I couldn't stand him, but he was a great wrestler. Like I couldn't stand his gimmick; he was so annoying on the mic.
But he had a dope entrance theme.
Yeah, and then when he turned to the best, and then right after the pipe bomb, and then when he turned to being the best in the world character, that's when I liked Punk even more. I became a bigger fan of Punk at that point where he switched up his gimmick from being a straight edge superstar to being the best in the world.
Yeah.
So I don't. I mean, Punk is a great wrestler, but I kind of feel what you're saying. Like they screwed him over.
Yeah, you can't just. Yeah, it pisses me off that people to this day are like, oh yeah, fuck him. Like no, like you gotta really put yourself in his position.
Anyway.
Exactly. True. Anyways, this match, Daniel Bryan defeated Batista and Randy Orton by submission in a triple threat match to win the World Heavyweight title.
Yes.
While you two are doing your yes movements, Evan, you go.
I want to go last,
okay.
And there's a reason why.
Oh, okay. So Josh, you go.
Oh my fucking god! Yes, and yes. Oh yeah, this was definitely one of the best WrestleMania moments in history. I mean, how can you not love Daniel Bryan? I mean, if you don't like Daniel Bryan, there's something wrong with you, because Daniel Bryan worked his ass to get to that championship. He worked his ass up to get to that title. And when he won it, I just exploded. I was in such tears. And then, like, I love when Michael Cole was on commentary. He goes, WrestleMania just became Yes-O-Mania. But I just love that moment. It was one of the greatest WrestleMania moments. And actually, a fun fact to go with this story. If you guys remember Daniel Bryan's biggest fan, Connor the Crusher.
Yes, Connor Mahalik.
Yeah. He was actually, if you guys watched the little tribute they did for Connor, because he passed away of cancer in like 2015 or something like that. 2014, I think he passed away from cancer at age 9. If you don't remember watching the tribute, Connor was actually at front row at WrestleMania. And
Daniel Bryan walked up to him.
Walked right up to him.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan walked right up to him and gave him a hug. He was the first person. Connor was the first person Daniel walked up. Well, Connor was the first person to pretty much get a hug from Daniel. And pretty much that was a special moment for not just Daniel Bryan, because he was so touched by Connor's story. And pretty much that was a special moment for both Connor and his family as well. Well, mainly his dad, because his dad was pretty much in the picture supporting of his son. And I love the year later when he won the Warrior Award, the first ever Warrior Award. I love the fact that they chose Daniel Bryan to induct Conor Mahalik into the Hall of Fame.
Who else were they going to choose? I mean, that was Conor's favorite.
Exactly. Yeah. And I just love, like, how Daniel Bryan was so connected to Connor, and it was just such an emotional story. And I felt like for a kid with such a terrible disease and not able to live the rest of your life at the young time he was in, pretty much he was very lucky and very fortunate to get that one moment to see his favorite win the championship. And I felt that was just a great touch behind it. And this match was great. I love the action. Especially, I love that spot where Batista and Randy Orton did the Batista bomb into the RKO through the table.
Yeah, but Randy
Orton actually cut his back open from that, because like
he fucked his back because he forgot to take one of the monitors off the announce table.
Yes, he landed back first on one of the monitors and he fucked up his back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So props to you, Orton. But seriously, sometimes, I mean, I love you, Orton, but sometimes you can be a dumbass. I mean, how do you forget to take the damn monitor off? There's a reason why when they do those spots, they take both monitors off. He only took one off.
Yeah. I mean, you got to keep in mind, it's like maybe the main event, maybe you just got caught up in things, you know.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, they practiced this stuff in rehearsal, and they did it just fine in rehearsal.
Well,
anyways, it was a fantastic match. Definitely a great way to end off WrestleMania.
Yeah, fantastic match. Good way to end off WrestleMania. Daniel Bryan actually, he actually killed it that night.
Totally.
Especially when he worked his ass off in one night to do 2 matches. Especially during the storyline, like hyping up to this match, like really. Yeah, he killed it. Anyways, Kyle.
Excellent match. Like I said, it told a really great underdog story. I mean, because Daniel Bryan supposedly got hurt. Like he got hurt in the match. Like they put him on a stretcher and everything. And he goes, no, him fighting back and everything. He gets back in. Crowd's going to ape shit. Like I said, like pretty much great spots. And plus, I love the finish too. Like he keeps fighting. Finally gets Batista in the yes lock. Taps out. Crowd goes ape shit. Like what a moment that was. All the pyro going nuts.
Jerry Lawler
and because of how special, because of how much people love this moment, people took advantage of it by taking the confetti and selling it on eBay for like I think it was like $10 for 4 pieces. And I laugh at the description when the item description on it says, "You want a piece of history? This is from when Daniel Bryan won the title at WrestleMania 30."
What?
And people were making money off of the confetti. It was like $10 to $15 for like 4 small pieces of confetti. I'm like, come on.
And fun fact, for those of you figure collectors out there, they actually made a figure based off that moment.
However,
that match.
They made I think 3 of them, and they fucked it up all the time because they didn't put those furry boot cuffs on him.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they changed the plans because the original plan for Daniel Bryan was them to have a nonsense match against Sheamus. Like just a thrown together match, but obviously the fan support got overwhelming. Then CM Punk left, so they were forced to literally forced to change plans. So obviously that's how this whole freaking storyline happened, and for Daniel to win the title.
Mm-hmm.
Which he never lost it.
And they also had a similar storyline with Kofi in 2019.
Yes.
Yep.
And it's a shame that they had to strip Daniel of the title because he got a fucking concussion a couple months later.
It was such a shame.
Jerry Lawler made
so technically he never lost it. He got stripped of it.
WrestleMania.
Yeah, that was cool.
What
a moment.
Anyways.
And now, Evan, go ahead, because you seem to go. Yeah. You have a lot to talk about. Go ahead.
Yeah, as I've said a million times, Daniel Bryan is my favorite wrestler of all time, and this fucking match is really like the biggest thing I remember that like definitely cemented him to me as like the greatest, because the storytelling that led up to this, there was the Authority that showed up, and what I loved about it is that they did such an excellent job at building up Daniel's character, and they did it was for a while. It started in like 2013, I think, when fucking Daniel had that match against Cena at SummerSlam and stuff.
Totally.
Yeah, and it was like from that moment on where the Authority was always just beating the shit out of him, and they were always saying, "Oh, fuck you, Daniel, you're never going to be anything in wrestling, you're too small, you're never going to win the world title," none of that shit. And then WrestleMania rolls around, and then before Mania, Batista returned, won the Rumble, and then he was put in the main event and all of that shit. And then Randy, because he had won the title at SummerSlam the year prior, so he was still the champion, hadn't lost it, and all of that jazz. And then sure enough, WrestleMania comes around, and then the Authority is all like, "How about this, Daniel? Fucking at Mania, you have to have a match against Triple H, and then if you win, then you'll get put in the main event and make it a triple threat, and then if I win, I'll be in the main event," or whatever. And then sure enough, Daniel wins, so he gets immediately put in the main event, and then he fucking wins the world title. And I just love the story of that, about how he, overcame the odds and shit, and it was fucking great.
It was brilliant. It was a brilliant story.
Yeah. So it's like prove the doubters wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, the entire thing.
Those type of storylines I love. Like, they're really entertaining.
And it's definitely proof that like despite Vince being fucking obsessed with the big guys, where it's like, "Oh, if you're too small, you can never win the title." Daniel Bryan's proof that it doesn't matter like how small you are, you can still make it to the top.
Right.
Think about it. Think about all the small guys that have won the fucking world title over the years because of
Mysterio.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio.
And that gets our heart pumping. And that's its storyline.
Of course, Eddie Guerrero, which I'm not even going to say his name. But whoever won at Mania 20. Of course, Daniel Bryan, Kofi, like many other people.
Yeah. And one thing I want to say about Batista is, if you remember, like when Batista returned, it was like a pretty big thing in 2014.
Which they ruined it. Like they should have kept it a surprise.
Yeah, they ruined it. And pretty much, I remember watching Kid Behind the Cameras like rage when Batista won the Royal Rumble. It was just the funniest shit. Like, he kept it was like, I mean, Batista won, and that was the plan, to actually have him at WrestleMania face whoever the champion was. I think it was either going to be, the original plan was Randy Orton versus Batista at Mania for the title. And then they put Daniel Bryan in the match, and then that was that. But I remember just watching that video. I'm like, why are you so butthurt that Batista won? And then he was saying, "Oh, he came back after retirement or whatever, and he comes back and wins." I'm like, yeah.
I can see the argument. Like, he was gone for 4 years, and out of nowhere he comes back and wins the Rumble and gets a title opportunity. When people have been in the company for years, they can't even sniff the fucking title.
True.
Yeah, so I can see the argument.
True. Yeah. All right. So, anyways, that's the whole Mania 30 recap.
What a fucking WrestleMania! Like, that's definitely one of the best WrestleManias, and definitely a show that I think anybody should watch over and over again. It's just a great show.
And it's a very special WrestleMania, in my opinion, because I mean, it was the 30 years of WrestleMania.
Yeah, 30 years.
And pretty much.
30 years.
Even though they kind of fucked up the anniversary though, because WrestleMania 30 was in 2014, whereas the very first WrestleMania was in '85. So technically, it was 29 years.
Yeah.
Anyways, outro's time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you all so much for watching this episode of the Craft Mercy Podcast, where we came back with a throwback pay-per-view recap with WrestleMania 30. It's been a minute since we've done this, so it feels good to be back doing this. Anyways, tomorrow we're doing part 2 of Funny Stories, which actually became a series.
Yes. So, if you're into funny stories, guys, you know the vibes.
Yes, if you guys want some laughs, then definitely check out the first one. So yeah, follow everyone on their socials. Subscribe to Tuck Your Chin and the Modcast, which you can catch all of us on there. Well, me and Evan on Tuck Your Chin. And anyways, that's my outro. Kyle, you go next.
Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed another excellent episode of the Crush Wrestling Podcast. I hope you had a nice blast from the past of one of the best WrestleManias ever for WrestleMania 30. It was definitely great doing these. I always love doing these throwback pay-per-views. It's awesome to look back and see how far we've come, both good and bad. It was great.
Yeah.
So as always, follow everybody on social media. Links are down below. Follow me on Instagram at RockReviews, link down below. Also, be sure to get my merch and my buddy Josh's merch on our stores on bonfire.com. Links are down below. And subscribe
also
to
the Tuck Your Chin merch.
Yes. Yeah, and also subscribe to our YouTube channels. Links are all down below.
Yes, sir.
Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Take care.
Josh.
All right. The assassin wants to thank you guys for
Hey,
tuning into this episode.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The assassin would like to thank you guys for watching this episode of the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. We hope you enjoyed a
The
throwback.
assassin and Freddy Fazbear's friend.
Well, I guess we could call it a flashback. We call it Flashback Friday.
Yeah. By the way, actually, hold on. I'm sorry. Just really quick. Like, to me, with as weird as this might sound, WrestleMania 30 and most of the pay-per-views from like the past decade, I wouldn't say is really throwback. You know, like to me, like throwback is like Ruthless Aggression era type stuff.
Yeah,
the
true.
Attitude Era type stuff. That's just me.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Okay.
like it was kind of like, like it was kind of a while ago, like a lot of these pay-per-views, but you know, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Anyways, be sure to follow everybody on the socials. Cop your assassin swag and cop your Grim Reaper swag. Otherwise,
Yes.
you know what will happen to you.
And
Something
Copper
like
Tuck Your
that.
Chin swag.
And make yes. And also, be sure to check out my YouTube channel as well as Kyle's, like we said earlier.
And
Subscribe
Evan.
down
Don't
below.
forget Evan.
And Evan as well.
Right.
Be sure to
Yeah.
check out the content. I just uploaded a new video recently, so just check that out.
And I got a
we
new
don't
video
want to-
coming out tomorrow.
So
Yes.
definitely give us a follow. And yeah, this is the assassin saying thank you. And
All right.
be sure to join the raid and join the Empire by following me on Twitch. Gang, gang.
All right, Evan. End it off.
Yeah, this was a great Mania. Like I said, you know, just the main event and stuff has a lot of emotional significance to me and a lot of other people too. And yeah, in my personal opinion, yeah, to me, I think Daniel's the best. I mean, he's my favorite of all time, but I just think
Very
he's
true.
like, he's the guy. So yeah, nonetheless, you can follow me on Instagram at Ronald_Van_Donald. That's the social media that I'm the most active on. On Twitter and YouTube, I kind of am. It really depends. But you can follow me on Twitter at Ronald Van Donald and subscribe to me on subscribe to me on YouTube as well at Ronald Van Donald. And that's all I have to say. Yeah. Just take care and shit.
And
Be safe out there. The world is a cool place.
yes. And keep
Be
jerking off.
safe.
Yeah, jerk off progressively.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's time for sex. Let's go jerk off and end this.
Except me.
Smackdown. Here
Let's
comes
go.
the pain.
Take care, everybody.
Crash and burn!